Good morning, Andrea. And
Good morning, Amanda.
thank you for joining us this morning, way over in Adelaide. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, we're from Adelaide, and I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited, actually, to see what happens, what comes through, or who comes through.
Well, I don't know anything about you. I know nothing
No.
about your animals or anything like that, even if I've done a reading for you in the past.
No.
With Animal Chatters, this is all about education and helping people, and as you know, I do a lot of animal communication, so I'm really excited to do this communication. So whatever comes through, I just go with the flow, basically.
Beautiful. No, that's all I expect.
Yes. I was feeling, when I first started to connect to you, I felt quite a big dog come through. You have a number of them passed over, do you?
Quite a few.
Quite a few, because as soon as I open the gates, your dad has passed, has he?
He has, yes.
Yes. Has he been gone a long time, your dad?
Fair while.
Dad, I think about 7 or 8 years or something, is it, your dad?
Dad passed 2012. So, yeah, about
9 years. That was how I was feeling. He was giving me a gauge. And you had a good relationship with your dad, didn't you?
Yes, we did. He was a rat bag, but we had a good relationship.
He's a strong, independent person, but he's saying, and he's having a little bit of a laugh with you, but I wasn't feeling hatred or animosity or anything like that. There was definitely not. He's coming through and a cheeky, sort of naughty, misbehaving, gets up to no good.
Yep, all the time.
Oh, that's what he's showing me. That's the personality, as you know, that I communicate with people passed over. And your dad is saying that he has quite a number of animals over there, not just dogs and cats. Were there other animals as well, were there?
Yes.
I feel that was there a horse?
No horse. Oh, well, we had a horse.
A long time ago, your dad's showing me he had a horse. Is that correct?
Probably in his younger years, he might have.
He's showing. Did he come from a farm or something, your dad?
No.
I just feel like he loves the open spaces. And I feel like he's saying to me that I don't always get it correct, so just bear with me for a second, but I feel there was a horse in his past that he loved. And there was a connection with this one particular horse, but he's going right back in childhood or going to a farm or something. Maybe it was his parents or grandparents or something like that. But anyway, he's bringing through other animals as well. Sometimes we go, oh, I'm not really sure about that. And then we go, oh, I remember who the horse is. So anyway, but he was showing me that you had quite a number of dogs. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of dogs. And there was a few cats though, wasn't there?
There was a few cats over the years.
But there's more dogs than there are cats, because that's showing me. Was there one big dog that you had that passed over? Actually, there's two together. Were there two dogs that you had that had passed that were relatively bigger?
No, the big dog, we never had a big dog, but my daughter had a big dog that we were looking after.
That you were looking after, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Because I've got all the other dogs coming through, but there's one mainly, and then another one slightly smaller, but there is one big dog coming through, and I was feeling he's laughing and saying, yeah, I was really ferocious, hey.
Yeah, he was not a ferocious dog.
That's
definitely
what he's laughing at. He's having a sense of humor. I've got this big dog coming through, and it's like, I got to get through. And he was the only one because you had much smaller dogs, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yes, because I'm just feeling this one particular dog that was trying to connect to you, and I felt it was part of the family. Sometimes the dogs or animals don't always belong to us, they belong to a family member. And this boy is coming through. What was his name, like Rufus or Mully or something?
No, well, if that's the one, his name was Magic.
Magic.
He was a big boxer.
Yes.
He was a large boxer.
He was a large, this boy is one big boy coming through. And I felt something, but it's Magic. So Marley something, I wasn't sure of his name. Sometimes I get names, sometimes I don't. But this big boy is very boisterous, but very loving and charming, he tells me. And so this is your daughter's dog, and she had him from a puppy, did she?
She had him from a puppy. That's correct. Yes.
Yes.
But there is another boxer that's still living.
There's another. That's why I was feeling two big dogs. So there's another boxer still living, right? Because I've got two big dogs coming through. One is coming through now that has passed over. Takes me a couple of moments because there's so much coming through. I'm trying to keep up to it. But what I'm picking up on is that the big boy that's passed over is coming through. Is that a big boy that's still here? Is it?
He's very young, but he's a big dog. You know,
he's a big dog too, but he is living. That's the two big energies that I've got coming through. But this boxer Magic, was this a few years ago that she had him?
Yeah, Magic. Magic went in 2006. I think he passed.
Magic is telling me that it was a number of years ago, quite a long time ago, that he passed over. I wasn't feeling recent.
No.
And your daughter had him all his life, didn't she?
Yeah. Not Magic. No, they got him when he was about 2, I think. They've got the second one. The second one they got as a baby.
He's the puppy, is that right? He's trying. These two dogs are jostling with each other. One's telling me I came in as a puppy, and because even though one's passed and one's living, they're both talking to me at the same time. I'm going to try and get to the other little ones, which are yours later on, but these two are adamant that they are coming through first, whether we like it or not. But what Magic was saying was that your daughter had him most of his life. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Was she not planning on him?
No, not really. No, he was supposed to be a show dog, but he got too big.
He said that Mummy and Dad, is it Daddy was her part? Is that her partner? Because he's talking about Daddy as well, and he loved his Daddy, didn't he as well? Very much. He's a very loving dog. He's huge. He's a big dog. I keep doing this because I can see how big he is, and he's a gentle but naughty personality. Gets up to no good. But I feel, does she have to make this decision to say goodbye to him?
No, unfortunately, I
feel
did.
like it was quick because he's saying I went downhill quickly. Is that right?
He had heart problem.
I felt it was really quick. He's telling me that I felt that he had to be assisted over the Rainbow Bridge. So that was your job, was it? Right. That's what he's saying to me.
They went on holidays and I was looking after him and he had a massive heart attack.
This is why it was felt quick. He's going like this, very sudden. And he's saying, and then Nanny had to make that decision to say goodbye to me. But there was nothing that could have been done. Was he about 12 or 13 when he passed?
Probably would have been, yes. He was.
I feel he was quite up there. I don't assume that every dog is absolutely in perfect condition right up until old age. You know, sometimes I've had to connect to them and they're quite young. But he's telling me that he passed over when he was about 11 or 12. And he went...
I'd say he would be, yeah.
He went, quick, gone. And Nanny had to make that decision to assist me over the Rainbow Bridge. There was nothing else that could have been done.
Yeah.
He wanted you to know how much he loves you.
I loved him too.
Absolutely. This is why he's coming through. Your dad thought you might like to talk to him first because he said, I have a special place in my Nanny's heart. This is why I'm seeing the big dog and all the other ones behind it. And then she has another one living now that she has got from a puppy, and I'm feeling another big dog. This is what he's telling me. So the two big dogs' energy are coming through together. Thank you, Nan. I love you so much. I've always loved you. I'm not upset that you had to make that decision. I lived a long and healthy life, and I loved my time with you.
Oh, that's lovely. Lovely to hear.
Beautiful to just know that, because you looked after him quite a bit, did you?
No, not really. They lived in Port Lincoln and we live in Adelaide. So they used to bring him down. We would go up there and visit.
He told me that
they had to go on holidays and they left him with me because he wasn't well.
Yes, because he tells me that he was still getting around and he said, but I saw you often, Nan, and I just wanted to connect. He's trying to get a message to his mum.
Okay.
So he's coming through and talking to you and thanking you and telling me about his life. And he wanted to let his mum know that he loves her very much, and his dad. Are there two children with your daughter as well?
Yes.
Yes. He talks about
grown-up children.
Yes, they are. He talks about his siblings. Is that two sisters, is it, that he has?
No, had a son. brother and a
brother and a sister.
you're talking about the children?
Yes.
Yeah, they're a boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl, sorry, because he's telling me there are two siblings, his two siblings, which are human, that he grew up with. So the children, the boy and the girl, he wanted to let them know that he loves them as well. So please, Nanny, I love you so much. Please tell my mummy I love her, and my daddy and my brother and my sister. And I know that she has another big dog now. So he's well aware of cheeky one. You also have a number of dogs passed over too. Your dad was telling me about them. Was there a little poodle or something, or a Jack Russell?
The Jack Russell still lives with my daughter, and he's very old and blind and deaf.
Because
he just hangs on and hangs on.
Because I had some little dogs starting to come through for you, but then all of a sudden I had a Jack Russell that barged in, which doesn't surprise me because we've talked to your daughter's animals. I will try and get to yours in a minute, but I just had a Jack Russell come straight in. So he's been with the family all his life too, hasn't he?
He has, yes. He has.
I was going to say to you, he's coming through and going, I'm all right. What is he, about 14, 15 now?
Oh, he'd be round about that, maybe even a bit older.
Because I'm feeling 14, 15, 16, something like that. And he said, I've been with the family all my life. The reason why we're picking up on the Jack Russell is because when this Jack Russell passes, Magic and your dad are going to be there to pick up what's the Jack Russell's name? Harry or something? What's his name?
No, that's Mitch.
Mitchie. So Mitchie he's like, Nanny, I just wanted to let you know, thanks, Mum, for giving Mum and Dad and my family for giving me a wonderful life. And I know that Magic is around to wait for me when I have to go. And if you have to make that decision, I totally understand. They're never angry at us for making that decision. They understand that we're only trying to end their suffering and not their lives. They go on loving us. So Mitchie just wanted to barge in. The Jack Russell.
That's Mitchie.
Barge in. The Jack Russell wanted to barge in and say, sorry, Nan, I know you wanted to talk to your animals, but unfortunately your daughters came through. I can never predict what is going to happen.
That's fine.
But it's meant to happen. Obviously, Magic and Mitchie and the other big boxer have come through for a reason. Okay. So let's get to your animals as well. And I've got a smaller one coming through. Was there one part like a little Mitzi dog? I call them little Mitzi dogs, like a little.
It was a cross poodle Shih Tzu.
Poodle. That's what I'm seeing. I got poodle. I started to get poodle before, and then the Jack Russell came in. And then all of a sudden I picked up on a poodle, and then I'm getting a little Mitzi dog, which is the Pomeranian, Maltese, something like that. Shih Tzu.
She was a cross poodle Shih
Tzu. That's why I was picking up on the poodle, and then the Mitzi dog, because she's coming through. She's passed over too, hasn't she now?
She passed over many years ago.
Was she a very special girl, was she?
She was very special.
She's telling me that above all the other animals, that the poodle cross Mitzi, what was her name, sorry?
Her name was Mitzi.
Oh, Mitzi. Well, there you go. I kept thinking Mitzi. I kept getting that. And then the poodle, so Mitzi is her name. Right. Well, there you go. I've got it right. I'm clever, aren't I, Mark? Mark knows how clever I am. Mitzi's coming through, and she's saying she's been passed for quite a long time, but I thought she was your heart dog. She was your very special girl, wasn't she?
She was.
Yes, because it doesn't mean to say that the other dogs aren't there, but this little Mitzi Cross poodle, she was, she lived for quite a long time, did she, Mitzi?
She did. She was 18 when she went. Because
she's telling me that you got her from a puppy, and she tells me a long time, like 16, 17, so she was 18 when she passed. She was a beautiful girl, wasn't she?
She was. She was very intelligent, very clever.
Yes, and she managed to move the other dogs out, your daughter's dogs, and she's sitting there like, I would have to say, in a princess way.
Oh yes, yes.
She's
She
sitting in
loved
a
she loved the
princess way.
camera.
Because she's sitting in front of the camera. I can actually see her to the left of you. So she's actually sitting there, and I'm seeing her sitting up like this and looking so prim and proper in front of the camera. It's like, me, look at me.
Yep,
So
that's exactly right.
that's exactly right. That is absolutely wonderful. So I have to say, she is so, even though she's been gone for what, 20 odd years, 25 years, something like that.
Yeah, it was 2002 when she went.
20, because she tells me 20 years ago. So I'm pretty much on the ball 20 years ago. But what she's saying is that she loved her life with you. Did she go downhill quite quickly, did she?
In the end, she did. She had arthritis.
I was just about to say, did she have heart problems, arthritis? And it seemed, was there a bit of dementia there as well?
Maybe, because she was a very gentle dog, but she started to growl at people in the end.
That's what she showed me towards the end, and dementia. And she said, towards the end, I started to get a bit of dementia because she said, I'm sorry for that, because she wasn't sure who was who. As in dementia in humans, this happens the same way with dogs. When I connect to them with dementia, she was a little bit afraid. She would never generally, because she's so gentle, her nature is coming through so gentle, she would never normally have growled at you or anything like that. But it was probably the last 6 months or so of her life she started to do that, because she didn't recognize you and she didn't know who you were. And that's what happens when animals have dementia. She's sorry for that. She's saying, Mummy, I'm sorry. I know that I growled at you towards the end, but I was not knowing who you were, and I was struggling with a lot of things. She's so, her energy, when you said to me that she's very gentle, very intelligent, I see a lot of intelligence in her from day one when you first got her. I feel like, were you planning on one other dog, like a different dog or something to her? I feel like her brother or something.
No, we had 2 little dogs at the time, and I really didn't want another one, but she came into our life. And
she came into your life, and she's talking about another dog that you had chosen. Was there a little dog, a male dog that you had that she was close to?
There was another little male Chihuahua and a female Chihuahua as well. We had 2.
That's what she's trying to show me. When she came in, I was feeling either she was with other puppies of hers, or there were other dogs around, because she's talking about a male. Was she quite close to the male Chihuahua, was she?
Yeah, more towards the male than the female. Yeah, she was.
She's showing me she's leaning more towards the male Chihuahua than she was to the female. And she said the male, the 2 other dogs are actually coming through. So we're getting the 2 Chihuahuas that are coming through with Mitzi. So you love these other 2 Chihuahuas as well.
Oh yes, I loved all my animals.
Absolutely, you did. So these 2 Chihuahuas, were they not related?
No.
Because they're telling me they came in at different times. They were different, slightly different breeds, I feel.
They were, one was a big one and one was a very tiny one.
Because I'm feeling totally different. These 2 Chihuahuas that are passed over that Mitzi's bringing through said these 2 are very different from each other. They're different sizes, different personalities, different breeds, but they are Chihuahuas nonetheless. So these 2 guys are also coming through with Mitzi. She wanted to let you know that she found these guys, or she's still with them. Hello, Mummy, it's us.
Hello, all of them.
So we have had quite a few come through today. Mitzi, who is what people call our heart dogs. Everyone
she was my heart dog.
Yes, she is, and still is. And she knows she has a place in your heart and always will do. But around that, there are other places. So we've got the 2 Chihuahuas, and was there like a King Cavalier as well?
No.
There's your mum's passed too, hasn't she?
She has, yeah.
Yes. she loved animals too, didn't she?
She did. She was a very, both my parents were animal lovers. They were both
Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
No, my mother had cats all her life when she was little, and
cats with her,
there was lots of cats. Yeah.
I was actually going to say to you, your mum's come through, and there's the dogs that your dad has, including the 3 that we've just chosen, that have just chosen to come through, and others. But then your mother came through, and I could feel the love of animals with your mother. And I was actually going to say to you, she's got cats.
She always had cats.
She always had cats, because I'm seeing an enormous amount of cats with her. Did you only sort of have one of your own cats? Because I feel like it was only kind of one that was technically connected to you.
We had a lot of cats over the years, but one that recently passed was very, very close to me.
I've got, your mum is bringing through a specific cat, one that is very close to you and connected to you. And I'm feeling this, like all of hers are here, but this one cat, is that only about 18 months ago this cat passed over? Because I feel...
she passed over just over, well, we had to let her go.
Yes, you did.
When did she leave us?
It's really recent.
In the 5th month, so that would have been...
Okay. That's why Mum is keeping all of her cats to the side, but she is presenting to you one specific cat that I felt was very connected to you.
She was.
Wanted to come through. And what was her name? Like Polly or Millie or something? What was it?
Her name was Holly. When we rescued her, it was Holly. But my husband always called her Molly, so she turned to be Holly Molly.
I was close. Very close. I think you said Molly or Lily or something like that. There seemed to be 2 names roaming around, so it was Holly Molly. Is that right?
Holly was her real name, but my husband always called her Molly.
This is what she's showing me. And as I said to you, I absolutely have no information about your animals whatsoever. None at all. Yeah. So Holly Molly is coming through the cat. I said, what's your name? She went, Lily Molly. So it's Holly Molly. And she said to me that she was specifically connected to you. So Mum's saying, here, I've got Holly Molly for you. Look who I'm bringing through. So did you have to make that decision to say goodbye to her, did you?
I did, it broke my heart, because she was very attached. She was old. She was 10 when we got her.
Yes.
And we rescued her because they left her behind when they moved out of the house down the back.
Don't you hate that?
So we just rescued her, and she became the owner of the house.
Another heart animal, very close to you, because she's telling me that here we have Mitzi and the 2 Chihuahuas, and here we have Holly Molly. She tells me your mum has her, and that's why your mum has picked her up for you. And let you know that because a lot of times our loved ones, our animals see our loved ones passed over. So they know Holly Molly knew your mum, and she knew your dad, and she also knew Mitzi, even though she never met these in real life. But because they visited regularly, she knew exactly who they were.
So I think Mitzi used to chase her off the bed many a time.
So Mitzi, right.
After she passed, many times Holly would jump on the bed and then she would run off the bed and run down the hallway. And I used to say, I think Mitzi chased her off the bed, because that was her favourite spot.
That is so funny, because remember I said that they come to visit, animals come to visit, so living animals see past animals come through. And Holly Molly was telling me that she didn't actually know Mitzi in real life, did she?
No.
Mitzi is saying, I know who she is. I know exactly who she was. Almost like Mitzi's going, no, I thought after you passed I would get rid of you, or since now I know that you passed, But anyway, Mitzi is laughing because she's saying Holly Molly is just, doing her thing, Mum. So these 2 are still running. Holly Molly is still running after Mitzi. And but anyway, Mitzi wanted to let you know that I have Holly Molly here for you, Mum. And Holly Molly is still a huge part of our lives. I
That's
wish that I
beautiful.
could get to a lot more today, and I will. So we will at some point have another reading.
That'd be beautiful.
I'm sorry I didn't get to all of your animals, but I got to quite a number of them, and I hope the ones that I got to you today, that it all over all bar one. I hope that this experience has helped you today.
It has, Amanda. Thank you very much. And you've done more than enough. You've brought the ones that I wanted to hear from. Thank you.
That's wonderful. It's really great common knowledge that regularly when I do this, it's always the ones that they know mostly that you want to hear from. And that's exactly what happened today. You heard from the ones that you wanted to hear, including your mum and dad.
Thank you very much. I much appreciated.
I am so happy for you, darling. Mwah. I'm glad you could.
And mwah to you too. Have a lovely day.
You too, my darling. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
signing off to everyone. Press that notification bell, subscribe, and press our like button. I hope that you all enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much, gorgeous. Catch up soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.